Maya lived in a world painted in profound silence since birth. Sound had been a foreign language. She could not decipher while other children chased the melodies of birds or the shouts in the playground. Maya experienced life through vibrations beneath her fingertips and the subtle shifts of light and shadow. She felt the heavy thud of her father's boots on the porch steps, the rhythmic tremor of the washing machine spinning, and the gentle pulse of her mother's humming through the wooden table. Her world was rich with texture and feeling, yet a quiet ache of loneliness often settled in her chest, a yearning for a connection she couldn't quite name. A conversation flowing just beyond her grasp. She watched lips move, expressions change, but the meaning often felt fragmented, like trying to assemble a puzzle with half the pieces missing. One crisp autumn afternoon, seeking solace near the rustling leaves she couldn't hear, Maya discovered a small, shivering creature huddled beneath the old oak tree. It was a kitten, impossibly thin, its fur matted and gray. Its tiny body vibrated with rapid, frightened tremors that Maya felt instantly through the cool earth. Gently, oh so gently, she scooped the trembling bundle into her hands. The vibrations intensified, a frantic drumming against her palms. Speaking a language of pure terror, Maya held the kitten close to her chest, letting her own steady heartbeat, a deep, calming thrum she felt within her bones, resonate against its fragile body. Slowly, miraculously, the frantic shivering softened into a tentative, rumbling purr. This vibration, warm and steady like sunlight on stone, washed over Maya. She named him Leo, and in that moment, felt an undeniable thread of understanding weave between them. Leo became Maya's constant companion, her silent confidant. He didn't need words. He understood the gentle pressure of her hand, the soft puff of air that was her laugh, the way her footsteps quickened with excitement. Maya, in turn, learned to read Leo's world through vibrations. She felt the eager thump 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 of his tail hitting the floor when she opened the pantry, the deep, contented purr that vibrated through his whole body and into hers when he curled on her lap, a sensation like warm honey flowing under her skin. She felt the subtle shift in his posture, the tenseness before a playful pounce, the alert stillness when a bird landed outside the window. Their communication was a beautiful, intricate dance of touch and vibration, a silent symphony played just for them. Leo's presence filled the quiet spaces in Maya's world with a profound warmth she had never known before. One blustery winter evening, a careless visitor left the garden gate unlatched, distracted by the sudden, violent shaking of the windows as wind howled unseen. Maya didn't notice Leo slip through the gap into the swirling darkness beyond. When she turned to find him, the spot where he usually waited by the door was empty. A cold dread, sharper than the winter air, pierced Maya's heart. Panic rose like a tide, a physical tremor running through her own body. She rushed outside, the icy pavement stinging her bare feet. But the vast, dark garden offered no glimpse of gray, for she called his name, feeling the useless vibration in her throat, knowing no sound escaped. Tears, hot and silent, tracked down her cheeks as the crushing weight of his absence settled over her. The familiar comfort of her home felt hollow and vast without his warm, purring presence nearby. Refusing to succumb to despair, Maya remembered her gift. Closing her eyes, she knelt on the cold ground near the gate, pressing her palms flat against the damp earth. She focused every ounce of her being, pushing aside the distracting tremors of distant traffic and the wind in the trees. She searched for that one unique vibration, the soft, rapid patter of Leo's small paws, the faint, frightened thrumming that might signal his distress. She moved slowly through the neighborhood, her hands brushing fences, walls, the trunks of trees. Her senses stretched to their limit. Hours bled into each other, her fingers numb with cold, her hope flickering like a dying candle. Doubt whispered that he was lost forever, swallowed by the immense, silent world. She couldn't hear the familiar streets, felt alien and threatening under the dim streetlights, just as exhaustion threatened to overwhelm her. Near the old, abandoned greenhouse at the edge of the park, Maya felt it, a faint, frantic scratching vibration, muffled but distinct, coming from behind a pile of broken wooden crates. It was weak and fast, a desperate flutter against the wood, ignoring the splinters that scraped her skin. Maya tore at the rotten planks with a strength born of pure love, and terror. Her breath came in ragged gasps. She couldn't hear. Her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs. Finally, she pulled away a large slab, and there, curled in a tight, shivering ball, was Leo, trapped and terrified, covered in dust and cobwebs. He blinked up at her with wide, luminous eyes in the dim moonlight filtering through the broken glass roof above. Maya gathered Leo into her arms, holding him tightly against her thundering heart. Instantly, his frantic trembling began to subside, replaced by the tentative, then increasingly strong, rumbling purr that vibrated deep into her chest, warming her from the inside out. He buried his head under her chin, a small, soft ear pressed firmly against her neck. Maya understood then, with a clarity that filled her soul. Leo wasn't listening to sounds she couldn't make. He was listening to her. He felt the steady, reassuring drum of her life force, the unique vibration of her being, her pulse, her breath, the very hum of her existence. Her ear, tuned to the silent language of the world, had found him, and his ear, pressed against her, heard the only thing that truly mattered, the resonant, loving song of her heart, a song that needed no sound at all. In the silent darkness, they held each other, two souls speaking the profound language of felt love.